Urgent! Niners fan! Look at what just happened! Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Niners news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Don't be surprised if 49ers have a new kicker and punter in 2025. Special teams has already received a shakeup this offseason, and the 49ers could extend that to their specialists. The San Francisco 49ers have some decisions to make with regards to their special teams unit in 2025. After the struggles the team endured, it is not out of the realm of possibility that the team will have a new kicker and punter next season. Special teams was not fun to watch last season for the Niners. They struggled kicking the ball, punting the ball, then tackling people after kicking or punting said ball. They weren't very good at returning kicks or punts either. It was just ugly all around, which is why they fired their special teams coordinator, Brian Schneider, and replaced him with Brant Boyer. The highest profile special team struggles were experienced by kicker Jake Moody. He started the season off decently, but after he injured his ankle trying to make a tackle early in the season and missed several weeks, he never looked the same. He finished the season having made 24 of 34 field goal attempts, which is not ideal. Head coach Kyle Shanahan has publicly stated that Moody will have competition to be the starting kicker next season, and there are already some interesting veteran options available. We will have to see how the whole Moody saga plays out, but he may not be the only special teams player on the hot seat. Mitch Wishnowsky may join Jake Moody on 49ers hot seat Australian punter. Mitch Wishnowsky is another player who the Niners may decide to move on from in 2025. The veteran only played in 9 games last season due to a back injury, which forced the team to bring in veteran Pat O'Donnell. Even when Wishnowsky was on the field, his performance was not great. His average net yards per punt was the lowest of his career at 36.3, and his average yards per punt was 45.2, which was down from 47.7 in 2023. Perhaps this can simply be attributed to him dealing with an injury, but with a new special teams coordinator, the team may decide to bring in some competition for Wishnowsky in the preseason. San Francisco brought in Presley Harvin III in the preseason last year as Wishnowsky dealt with a knee injury, and the former impressed. We know the ethos of this offseason for the 49ers has been to save as much money as possible, so perhaps the Niners will decide to save a buck or two by bringing in a cheaper and younger option to replace Wishnowsky. Special teams has been a weakness for San Francisco for a while now, so do not be surprised if the team decides to truly shake things up in 2025 by moving on from both Moody and Wishnowsky. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Niners news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Will 49ers tight end George Kittle request a trade? This story is just beginning. George Kittle doesn't seem particularly pleased with the 49ers right now. He said after their season ended that he wanted to sign an extension with the team and finish his career in Santa Clara, but he hasn't gotten an extension yet. The 49ers are notoriously slow negotiators. Meanwhile, the Arizona Cardinals just made Trey McBride the highest-paid tight end in the NFL. He's getting $19 million per season. Now, I'm guessing Kittle wants the 49ers to pay him more than McBride is getting paid, and the 49ers don't seem to have offered him anywhere near what he wants yet, and so he's a long shot to show up to Phase 1 of OTAs today, according to The Athletics. Mike Silver: if the 49ers don't make Kittle an offer he likes soon, is it possible he will request a trade? Brandon Ayuk requested a trade last year before he ultimately signed an extension with the 49ers. Sometimes trade requests are just part of the negotiating process, but Kittle could be different. He will turn 32 in October. He wants to win now, and the 49ers just let 9 starters leave in free agency. So if they have a great draft this week, they might make the playoffs next season, but their Super Bowl window probably won't reopen until 2026 at the earliest. Why would Kittle want to stick around for a mini rebuild, particularly if the 49ers don't make it worth his while financially? They could threaten to franchise tag him in 2026 and 2027. Stay tuned, this story is just beginning. George Kittle considers shock move amid San Francisco 49ers standoff. The San Francisco 49ers could be without key members of their offense as they gear up for the new season. The Niners will head into the upcoming campaign without a slew of their veterans after parting ways with a number of stars this offseason, including the likes of Deebo Samuel, as they committed their focus to new contracts for other players. However, they could find themselves without a number of those stars who remained in the Bay Area amid ongoing negotiations: tight end George Kittle, quarterback Brock Purdy, and linebacker Fred Warners. Availability for voluntary workouts are said to be in doubt as they continue to negotiate contract extensions, according to The Athletic. Kittle is heading into the final year of his deal, and he and the franchise are said to remain far apart in negotiations, and as both sides reportedly fail to inch closer to an agreement on an extension, Kittle is said to be the biggest holdout for the voluntary program, which begins Tuesday. The 31-year-old inked a 5-year, $75 million deal in August 2020 and is said to now be looking to lock up long-term security. Kittle has made the Pro Bowl in the past 4 seasons and earned first-team All-Pro honors in 2023. However, there is reportedly more optimism over Purdy, who has enjoyed a fairy tale NFL career in San Francisco, going from Mr. Irrelevant to a Pro Bowl quarterback. Both parties are believed to have made progress on a multi-year extension for the 25-year-old, which could reportedly make him one of the 10 highest-paid players under center. It's believed that if the former 7th-round pick does in fact attend voluntary workouts, it could be a sign of said progress. Meanwhile, Warner is approaching the penultimate season of his current contract with a cap hit of $174 million for 2025. His camp and the Niners organization have yet to hold any substantive talks over an extension, according to the report. However, unlike Kittle, he is expected to attend voluntary workouts regardless of his status. The veteran signed a 5-year, $95 million extension in 2021, and he has made the Pro Bowl and All-Pro 3 times since. 49ers' predicted trade of Brock Purdy for Shedeur Sanders would be blockbuster. The San Francisco 49ers have tried to clear enough cap space to sign quarterback Brock Purdy to a long-term contract extension before the season starts. As a result, the team has jettisoned 9 players either through free agency or trade. To some, it might be too little, too late for the 49ers. They are going to have a difficult time meeting their goal of paying Purdy like a top 10 quarterback this offseason. Further, they are gutting the team and leaving Purdy without weapons in his arsenal. Purdy at this point might be a mere luxury on a dismal roster decimated by salary cap purging. The 49ers have to face facts. If they are paying Purdy over $55 million per year, he would not be surrounded by the talent he has enjoyed the last 3 seasons, including the Super Bowl run of 2023, with Deebo Samuel being traded to the Washington Commanders and other weapons like George Kittle needing extensions. It's reasonable to question whether it is prudent to give Purdy the money he is demanding. So, according to Pro Football and Sports Network, the 49ers should use Purdy as trade bait to try and find their next bargain quarterback in the draft. The top 2 teams to trade with would be the Cleveland Browns or the New York Giants, as both teams need to solve their 2025 quarterback issues. The Browns, who need a long-term solution at quarterback, don't really have the salary cap space to take on another significant quarterback contract. Thank you, Deshaun Watson. However, the New York Giants do, with Wilson and Jameis Winston on cheap. Short-term deals, the Giants could use Purdy as their franchise quarterback of the future. Just a theory now. The 49ers could trade Purdy to the Giants for the number 3 overall pick. With the 3rd overall pick, the Niners could then draft Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders. By trading with the Giants, San Francisco would also be moving ahead of the New Orleans Saints at number 9 overall. The Saints are considered the floor for Sanders to slide. In the wake of Derek Carr's shoulder injury, which could sideline him for the 2025 season, the Saints might look to draft his long-term replacement. With Sanders' rookie deal, San Francisco could afford to extend their own players and participate in free agency next offseason in an attempt to make another Super Bowl run. It's a hypothetical, a fantasy, but it sure would be a blockbuster. Major 49ers Enterprises development as 100 Me Premier League trade-off offers Rangers real hope. 49ers. Enterprises continue to close in on the takeover of Rangers as the Ibrox side. Brace for a summer of substantial change. The U.S. Sports Consortium have reached an agreement to purchase 51 of Rangers alongside American healthcare mogul Andrew Kavanagh, with a deal expected to be completed by the end of May. When the Americans come on board, a new sporting director will be appointed at Ibrox, with a new Rangers manager set to follow suit. The deal will also precede a summer of sweeping change, with some expecting the largest Rangers exodus in living memory when the Americans get their feet under the desk. But before 49ers Enterprises get the chance to have an impact at Rangers, the Ibrox side have been sent a reminder about their efficiency as Leeds United earn promotion. 49ers Enterprises backed Leeds United earn Premier League promotion leads. United are the first football club in 49ers Enterprises sporting stable, joining NFL giants San Francisco 49ers. After taking over at the club almost 2 years ago, the American backers have now guided Leeds United back to the Premier League this season. Daniel Farke's side have earned promotion to the English top tier after they thumped Stoke City 60, and Burnley, who were also promoted, defeated Sheffield United 21. The result means neither side can be caught in the English Championship's final 2 games of the season, with both clubs in a head-to-head battle to finish the division's champions. Leeds currently lead the Clarets on goal difference and will be crowned champions if they can match or better Burnley's results in the final 2 games of the season. As an aside, former Rangers winger DeMarcus Beasley hinted at Leeds' investment earlier in the year and will be delighted to see the side reach the Premier League. 49ers Enterprises good Rangers omen after 108 million, Leeds United trade-off taking over at Elland Road in 2023. 49ers Enterprises have gone through 2 seasons of cost, cutting as they look to rebalance the scales of Andrea Radrizzana's costly Leeds reign. After narrowly missing out on promotion last season, Leeds CEO Parag Marathe was clear that the club would need to downsize ahead of this campaign. Despite Leeds making a 100 Matters player trading trade-off in the summer, selling some of their biggest assets in the process, the club will play in the Premier League next season. Rangers find themselves in a similar situation, having misspent the earnings the club made on the sales of Nathan Patterson, Joe Arabo, and Calvin Bassey, or in their impact on the European stage. Rangers doled out expensive contracts to injury-prone players who have failed to deliver, with the Gers scything through the wage bill and starting again last summer. Similar ruthless cost-cutting will be needed if the club is to compete with Celtic. Long-term, and the Americans have a big job on their hands to steer the good ship Rangers around. But the promotion of Leeds United is certainly a good omen, and with 49ers Enterprises now having a proven track record of turning things around at an underperforming football club. 49ers reaching point of no return with biggest stars contracts. This offseason has been nothing but a nightmare for the San Francisco 49ers, and it just keeps getting worse. Just 2 years removed from reaching the Super Bowl, the 49ers have had to say goodbye to several key pieces from that conference title team, including the likes of Javon Hargrave, Deebo Samuel, and Charvarius Ward. Now, another All-Pro might be on his way out, especially if the organization can't figure out a way to offer a fair extension to him. Tight end George Kittle is 31 years old, has battled injuries over the last few years, and is entering what could be his final season with the team with his contract set to expire. While the 49ers would love to find a way to extend Kittle, the latest reports have shown that the organization is not close on any sort of new deal at this point. Kittle is coming off a season where he caught 78 passes for over 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. While he has been durable over his career, the 49ers simply have bigger needs right now along the roster. With over $38 million in cap space, the 49ers need to lock up quarterback Brock Purdy on a new deal as well. Purdy's contract will take much of that intended cap space at this point. Kittle, meanwhile, won't be able to negotiate a new deal until Purdy's contract is done. And the longer it goes on, the more hostile it will eventually become at this point in the situation. And now, Niners fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Niners. I'll be back any moment with more Niners news.